A murder case that KSAT12 has been following for more than 5 years is heading to trial next week for the second time.
We're talking about the Mark Howerton retrial. Howerton accused of the 2017 death of his ex-girlfriend, Trinity University cheerleader Kaylee Mandotti. Erica Hernandez gives us an in-depth look back at this student's case.
It's a 2017 murder case. Trinity University cheerleader Kaylee Mandotti died after what a medical examiner says was blunt force trauma to the head. The person facing charges, her boyfriend, Mark Howerton. In 2019, a trial for Howerton begins, but to the surprise of many, it ended with no verdict.
With this note, sir, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm declaring a mistrial.
It would take more than 3 years, but the retrial is now scheduled, and 12 new jurors will hear the case. This is open court, the retrial of Mark Howerton. The murder of Kaylee Mandotti is one KSAT has been following since her death more than 5.5 years ago. Her boyfriend, Mark Howerton, has been the center of the investigation since the very beginning. Here's a look back at the case and what we know so far. It was the second day of the Mala Luna Festival at Wolf Stadium. Trinity University sophomore and cheerleader Kaylee Mandotti went to the event with her boyfriend of about 4 weeks, Mark Howerton. What played out after they left is not completely known, except for what Howerton told authorities. Howerton told police that the two had been arguing about her ex-boyfriend and left the festival. She said they were both drinking and had taken the drug Molly. They were driving toward Houston when he said they made up and stopped at a gas station and had, quote, rough sex. After, he said Mandotti told him he wasn't feeling good and she passed out. He noticed she wasn't breathing and headed for the nearest hospital, which was in Lockhart. Mandotti arrived at the hospital nude from the waist down. Medical personnel noticed bruising throughout her body, including her neck and head. It was too late for Mandotti, and she was declared brain dead and died on October 31st. An investigation was immediately launched, police speaking to Mandotti's friends and family. They told the police Mandotti had become scared of Howerton and how he had previously destroyed her dorm room. An autopsy revealed the only parts of Mandotti's body without injury were her back and the back of her leg. It was ruled she died from blunt force trauma to the head. It would be 4 months later that an arrest was made in Mandotti's murder. Mark Howerton, with his attorney by his side, turned himself in. KSAT12 was there as Howerton walked into the magistrate's office to be booked. Howerton would later be indicted with murder and aggravated sexual assault. Court proceedings leading up to the trial would take more than a year, but when the trial did begin December 2019, many thought this would be an open and shut case, but it didn't turn out that way. The Mark Howerton trial was underway as both sides laid out their cases during opening statements. The state telling jurors about the couple's tumultuous relationship that ultimately led to her death. But the defense pointed out what they believe were mistakes in the investigation, and the bruising she had that day she was brought into the hospital was not from Howerton, but hospital staff as they rendered life-saving measures such as CPR. As the trial progressed, it was on day 3 when Mandotti's ex-boyfriend took the stand. Jeff Burcham, during his testimony, said that Mandotti and him were planning on getting back together.
She told me that she had wanted to break up with Mark and let him down easy, letting him know that they could just be friends.
He said at the Mala Luna Festival he saw Howerton and Mandotti there, and it appeared they were arguing.
As she's trying to step away, I see him reach out his right arm and hook it around her shoulder and pull her in closer, and then turn and walk away.
But during cross-examination, defense attorney John Hunter challenged Burcham's account of events, saying that what he told police he saw differed than testimony he gave to the grand jury and the testimony he was currently giving. Burcham agreed it was different. Then when Hunter challenged Burcham's own criminal record, he began to plead the fifth, his testimony damaging to the state's case. The case eventually goes to the jury for deliberations, and then after the second of 2 notes is sent, the judge declares a mistrial.
With this note, sir, and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm declaring a mistrial, so the case for this time being is over.
The panel declined to discuss the case with the media. The foreman told KSAT that the vote was 8-4 in favor of a guilty verdict.
We have every intention of going forward. Obviously, we're disappointed in the mistrial.
And that retrial will finally happen. Jury selection begins May 22nd, with the trial expected to start right after. This will take place in the 144th District Court with presiding Judge Michael Mary.
Cameras are not allowed inside Judge Michael Mary's courtroom, but we will still be following this trial daily. You can follow all court proceedings by signing up to our Open Court newsletter and following us on KSAT12.
For coverage of this case and more court cases, just head to our website, KSAT.com, to our open court section. Again, jury selection for Howerton's trial begins on Monday. We'll be right back.
Debt ceiling talks in Washington now at an impasse. Negotiations breaking down today after a short meeting at the Capitol. Republican House lead negotiator Representative Garrett Graves described the situation as, quote, pressing pause. Now, he didn't explain what that means, but he said he's not sure if negotiators are going to meet over the weekend. The White House issued a statement saying that a bipartisan agreement is still possible. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned that the U.S. could default on its obligations as early as June 1st if Congress doesn't act.
A group of TikTok users sued to overturn Montana's new controversial statewide ban that blocks the app. They allege the law signed Wednesday by Governor Greg Gianforte actually violates the First Amendment. He says it will protect users' private data from being accessed by TikTok's Chinese parent company. Other states have banned TikTok on official government devices. The Montana ban actually attempts to prohibit TikTok from operating in the state and to block downloads of TikTok on personal devices. It would not penalize individuals for using TikTok, though. The ban currently set to take effect in January.
Now back here at home, the road to graduation day has been especially long for members of a local family.
Yeah, they've been waiting more than 20 years for their loved one to receive his college diploma. And this weekend, they will all be there at UTSA when it finally happens.
However, Katrina Weber tells us why the graduate himself is not going to be able to attend.
A photo shows the last time Paul Mayfield wore a cap and gown as a high school graduate decades ago. Now, there are graduation vibes in the air again.
I'm so excited that my brother's going to be getting his bachelor's degree.
Just so very happy that this is happening.
His family is overjoyed, and they know Paul would be too. He died in 2003 before he could finish his coursework in interdisciplinary studies at UTSA.
I wrote a letter to the university president of UTSA. And I just said, you probably don't get this request every day, but could you give my brother a degree?
To her surprise, the school readily agreed to the posthumous award. His family believes it's an honor for a life well lived.
See the sun shining, like I definitely feel his presence.
He was so smart too. He just cared about people. He was always there for you if you needed him.
The siblings feel it's a way to celebrate Paul's memory and uphold a value instilled in them by their parents.
And the idea that education was a way to transcend and go to a next level of living.
In our core nuclear family, between mommy and daddy, all 8 kids, we have 19 college degrees.
Paul had been the only sibling without one, but that all changes after Saturday's ceremony. Family will be in the stands and on stage.
Yeah, I'm honored to be able to attend his graduation.
Getting up and getting dressed and getting there, walking the stage for my uncle, that does mean a lot to me.
Although this degree has been 20 years in the making, Janice quickly figured out what she's going to do with the diploma. She has a spot picked out on this wall right here next to the others.
He would be like, wow, you did this? You know, is this real? Because it's really unbelievable and pretty incredible.
For the family, it's a dream finally fulfilled. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
And we're happy for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Live cam outside, 87 degrees. It's hot. It's a little humid.
Yeah.
But there's a not so hot front coming.
Yeah, that's right. Technically, it's a cold front, right? Meteorologically, it's a cold front, but we like to call them this time of year not as hot fronts because it just drops the temperature a little bit, not quite as hot. So you will notice a little drop in temperatures this weekend, but we have the storm chances tonight, even some severe storms possible. We'll get into that in a moment. Some pockets of rain possible throughout the weekend as well. Some much needed moisture, especially along and west of I-35, and then a bit cooler for Saturday and Sunday. We'll get into all that along with the newest drought monitor in just a bit.
All right, so now's the time if you want to have a nice dinner outside to enjoy the weather. Now's the time to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Was that an invitation? Are you inviting Adam and I to go out to dinner?
No.
Oh.
Just saying it's a good idea for everybody else.
All right. Well, I thought maybe we'd get a free dinner out of it, Adam. I was trying.
Not at my house.
Yeah, wow. All right.
Not Lavernia.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. If you missed this yesterday, I want to share this with you again. The new drought monitor is in, so let's do a comparison here. We had some good rain in April, some good rain throughout May now. This is the previous drought monitor from April 1st, and we don't like seeing colors on this map, any color on this map, but especially those darker reds. Okay, now let's fast forward to today. Big improvements. We wiped away the drought east of I-35 along the coastal plain, Gonzales, all the way to Lavernia, Sutherland Springs area. It's all in Floresville, eastward. No more drought. Now, obviously, we still have some work to do here in the Hill Country and even around San Antonio, but we have some more opportunities for rain in the days ahead. That's what's nice. Here's a look at our storm chances for tonight. 0% through 9 p.m., 20% by 10 o'clock, so still very isolated, mainly in the Hill Country then. And then by midnight through sunrise, we're talking a 40% chance, so scattered in nature at that point, meaning not everybody's going to get it. Widely separated, but we could see some of those storms come together into one system. Nothing on our radar screen right now. Again, this evening, just fine to be outdoors. Nothing to worry about this evening. It's later on tonight after you go to bed. You may be woken up by the thunder and lightning. Currently, just northwest of Fredericksburg, we have one thunderstorm. It's severe here, just southeast of Junction, still north of I-10. And this is just some of that early development, even moving through Crockett County, staying north of Valverde County. The sky is lit up there near I-10. And this is closer to the cold front that's pushing southward. That's going to help develop some of these showers and storms. So here's the big picture. Those yellow boxes indicate the severe thunderstorm watches, which is just another way of saying severe storms are possible. And even around San Antonio, where you don't have that box, and southward, there's still the chance of severe storms, even up in Austin, not included there. Anyway, big picture shows a stream of Pacific moisture and upper level energy coming in from the Pacific over Mexico and over Texas. This is going to be the case all the way through Sunday night. And then this pattern flattens out on Monday. So we have these opportunities for rain and even a few thunderstorms between now and Sunday afternoon. We also have this cool front that's pushing southward, a not as hot front. I mean, some 60s and 50s behind it right now, but we're not going to see anything like that when the cold front makes it here. Here's our futurecast, just one computer model rendition of what's going to happen. These models aren't all that reliable for exact placement of thunderstorms, and not always in terms of timing, but just a general idea of thunderstorms developing is what we like to check these for. And it's in line with after sunset in the Hill Country, and then the potential for some of those storms to come together into one organized complex that then moves southward from the Hill Country. Could be San Antonio, could be closer to the Rio Grande, could even be up near Austin. I know this model shows west of I-35, but keep in mind, this type of thing could develop and hit anywhere from Austin to San Antonio to Uvalde to the Rio Grande. There's that possibility. And then slowly weakening overnight, the showers and thunderstorms really start to fall apart. A few areas of rain possible through sunrise and damp ground in areas where you got the rain, but generally tomorrow after sunrise, just more clouds than sun, and you'll notice the humidity and stickiness in the air. As for the severe threats tonight, moderate risk of localized straight line winds up to, say, 60 miles per hour, and even hail 1 inch in diameter. There's that possibility with the chance of severe storms. We're going to keep it at 40% through 7 a.m. That may be a little aggressive, but by 8, 9 o'clock, those storm chances really fall off. And by noon, we're at 10% tomorrow with a high temperature of 81, 69 in the morning, 81 by the afternoon. And I do think some places will be in the upper 70s. Bulverde, Comfort, 79 the high. Meanwhile, 83 in Floresville, and Hondo, the high of 81. Then we get into Sunday, and in the morning, some of that upper energy we were talking about is likely to move overhead, and that should be enough to kickstart some scattered or widely separated showers. Not nothing severe and nothing really threatening, just some areas of some good rain, some needed rainfall. 78 the high on Sunday, and then notice next week we dry out. So cross your fingers for your neighborhood to get in on some of these showers and storms this weekend before we're generally dry and sunny next week.
All right, Adam, thank you.
The Buzz coming up next. To the Buzz, and apparently people have been puckering up for a long time. According to a review paper published in the Science Journal, romantic kissing documented in clay tablets from Mesopotamia dating back 4,500 years.
Now, before that research, it was believed that that style of affection originated around 3,500 years ago in the area that we now know as India. The new finding comes from a pair of married Danish researchers who describe themselves as, quote, a very nerdy couple. OpenAI is making it easier to access its artificial intelligence conversational chatbot, ChatGPT, from your phone. There's now a free ChatGPT app for iPhone users. The new ChatGPT app has the same capabilities as the web version, and users are now going to be able to send voice prompts through their phone's microphone rather than just typing them.
Yeah, users can also sync their history across devices for a $20 a month ChatGPT Plus subscription. Users will get extra benefits on the app, including access to GPT-4 capabilities, which is the next generation version of the technology. For now, the iOS app is only available in the U.S. Dr. Pepper and Bluebell Creameries teaming up to create a Dr. Pepper float ice cream. I like the concept. Yes. The new ice cream, which mixes vanilla ice cream with a Dr. Pepper flavored sherbet, is available at stores where Bluebell is sold.
I'm salivating. That looks so good. Now, Dr. Pepper and Bluebell both have roots in Texas. Founded in Waco in 1885, Dr. Pepper was the first in a wave of 19th century upstart soda companies. And in 1907, a group of businessmen in Brenham launched Bluebell while making butter from excess cream.
So it's doctor recommended ice cream. It's Dr. Pepper recommended ice cream.
We'll be right back.
So some scattered storms tonight. We'll keep you updated. We'll be here monitoring it. If they actually hit San Antonio and surrounding communities, it'd be closer to midnight and even thereafter. And then Sunday morning, some scattered showers possible. So a little bit of dampness here and there from now through the weekend.
All right. Fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock.
See you on the Night Beat.